All right. Here we go. All right. Let's kill my audio. There we go. And get us set up to run. All right. Coming to you live. And I like that. Let's show it like this. Coming to you live deep from South Texas. Late night tonight. It's OMKR. This is Patrick, and I'm a little bit on the tired side, so forgive me for not being super perky, but I'm going to sing you a song to get us started off. So I want to tell you a little story about a man named Pat. Had a little channel called OMKR. Decided one day he'd have a giveaway, and a bunch of people started sending him stuff. I can't sing to save my life. Anyway, hey, good evening there, blessed. I hope today was a good day for you, and I hope this evening finds you happy, healthy, and whole. Hope you have a wonderful tomorrow, too. Since I won't be going live, especially until Monday again, I want to wish everyone a really good weekend as we get into the live stream tonight. I was going to recap everything on the giveaway, and then I'm going to show off the new knife that Richard sent for the giveaway. And so that's kind of what I was talking about. I'm going to tell a little story because, I mean, it's all started off with me just wanting to do a nice little, I am musically untalented. Thank you, Marcus. I am very musically untalented, although I usually can actually carry a tune if I try, and I have a mic and all that stuff. I can actually a little bit, not great. I like Meatloaf. I can sing some Meatloaf. So, there you go. Let's see. So, yeah, I mean, I just started off wanting to have a little giveaway, and then all of a sudden everyone started getting excited about it, and people are sending stuff, and, it was like swag and some stuff like that at first, and then Middle Complex agreed to send a knife, and then, and now Neves, Jared, is sending 5. Hopefully they will get here in time. I haven't received any kind of tracking or shipping confirmation from him yet, but hopefully they get here in time for us to unbox them and do them in a morning live stream so that I can show them off for everybody. If not, I'll still include some in the giveaway for the birthday giveaway, but I may hold some back because I want time to hype them up. Like eating meatloaf. You know what? Rocky Horror Picture Show. Eddie. They were eating meatloaf for dinner. Never mind. It was a horrible, horrible gag joke that they had in that movie. What's for dinner? Meatloaf. Oh well. Forgive my sense of humor. It's nighttime. I'm allowed to have a darker sense of humor at night. So apparently I've been supporting someone who was picking on people. Want to know why I was picking on people and shouldn't be. And so, sorry for supporting. On the other hand, I'm not going to ostracize either. Let's not pick on people. That's all. If you have a beef or you have a fight with somebody, just say, hey, we got a problem and sort it out. Good movie, Rocky. Yeah. Oh, Rocky. Yeah. It's a frighteningly good movie. From back in the day, I was pretty young when I was watching that movie, like 18, 19, 20 years old. We would go out to the midnight movies because we couldn't go out to the bars. 20 years old, right? Couldn't get in, so we go out to the midnight movies, which was usually Rocky Horror. Once in a while, it'd be some other sci-fi film, maybe like Future World or Westworld or something weird like that. But usually it was Rocky Horror, just because people would turn out in droves for it. So it is what it is. Well, as people start coming in, I will remind everybody why we are here. We are here to take a look at this. So in a little bit, we will be taking a look at this. But let me know who you are. Say hello and drop a line in the chat. Let me know how your day went. And, let me know something that went good. Love the productions at the colleges as well. Yeah. Yeah. The sprinklers and not the sprinklers, the squirt guns. Or for the rainstorm. Absolutely. Let me know what you're carrying tonight, what your knife is. My knife today was hiding from me now. Well, it was the Benchmade Fact. A very good knife and one that I like to carry on Fridays. very long, thin, and pointy, and very sharp. So I'm going to sit here and strop this a little while I wait for people to come on in, and while we get going for the live stream to talk about all the stuff that's been going on. Um, Hopefully, people can tell me something good that happened to them today, or at least this week. I would love to hear it. For me, what's been going good is obviously you all. Thank you. By the way, someone is spamming my watch hours like crazy. If they are, I appreciate it. I don't know that I'll be allowed to keep them. I wish I could. I think it might be Tom from Knife Delights, and I tried to explain to him, online that you can't just spam the playlist anymore. They put a stop to that real fast. They caught on to that too quickly. I guess other people have thought the same idea. I am sure I'm not an original person, but I kind of figured that if you get a grassroots movement and you can get 10 or 20 people together, all running different playlists and live stream whatever, they would think that they would be able to give you hours. They're giving you their view time. It's not like that they're anyway, I don't know. It's not like it's a bot farm somewhere of a bunch of computers, rigged up in some foreign country. It's people actually giving their accounts and their view time. I mean, I can see them not counting anonymous accounts. I can see them not counting stuff like that, but I can't see that. So Marcos had Fair and Forge Friday and Lures and a mini Archbishop. I like my mini Archbishop, Marcos. The mini Archbishop is a very nice smaller knife, but very, very nicely made. Do you have the which version do you have? Do you have the fancy $100 version or the less expensive one? I had to get the more advanced, more expensive fancy one just because Nick Chavez showed it off on his channel. And at the time, that was a big influence on what I wanted to know and see. Is like, ooh, if he thinks that's a good knife, I'm going to have to get one. Especially when I saw one, especially when I saw one on sale for cheaper than they can get them. As I said, I got lucky and got in on someone's collection. I'm pretty certain that's where a fair number of my knives actually came from, which is a good way to collect knives if you get the chance. Find either not a flea market, but find a store where they do consignments or things like that, and you could do that. Get a sale where they're either being discounted or an estate sale. If an estate sale for a knife collector is if you can find another knife collector whose estate's being sold, that's the way to go. For sure. You can really find some good deals, especially on traditionals or really whatever they were collecting. Over the years, while I've been doing home health, I've encountered, kind of interestingly, I've encountered a fair number of other gear people and knife collectors. Even sword collectors, things like that. It's kind of it's kind of encouraging when that happens. You get to find people that have similar interests that are out there in the real world too. So people don't seem to be coming in to see the knife. Well, I guess I'll show it off to you right now. Too bad. Those of you who are sticking around can see it. So anyway, Middle Complex sent this in. And it is a beautiful knife. It is I'm bad with names, Vanguard Cheetah. After we looked it all up, it's the full tie, solid tie version. It's a full integral knife and VG10, and it is a beauty. And so one of you guys that actually comes to my live streams, well, I sincerely hope be the winner of this thing, because or ring on my other finger, because it is a very, very nice, very snappy knife. Great presentation case to keep it in. Very nice wood. The case does have a ding in it somewhere. I'll find it right here on this corner. It has a bit of a ding in it. There you go. You can see that. But whoever gets it, I sincerely expect you will. I mean, this is a knife centerpiece. If you look it up online, I think it's like a $280 knife. So him sending this to me to give to you all is just way freaking cool. I can't tell you how cool it is. I realize other people have live streams that are wrapping up. So hi, Blue. Good evening, Blue. I hope tonight finds you happy, healthy, and whole and well. I'm showing off this, and then I'm going to put it away a while, and then I'm going to discuss everything. But this is nice. This is a really nice knife. Unfortunately, over there in California with their knife laws, I'm not that surprised. People don't like knives. Yeah. They consider them weapons, that nasty W word, like that. See, now that is a weapon, right? Not a very good one. It's frankly a piece of POS, but that is a weapon, right? This is a tool, and this is a very well made and fine tool. And too bad if people consider them the wrong thing. That's their loss. They don't get to experience it. So anyway, this is going to be a big part of the giveaway. And the giveaway is just going to be totally crazy. Now, in that regard, Blue, I actually agree with you. Whether intentionally or inadvertently, an armed society is a very polite society. I have mentioned several times the fulcrum, which is the Vero bar. This label, you can see how old this is. This label is fading. This is a collector item from around, I think, like 2020. It comes with a very nice cloth, and it is a nice pry bar. And let me get you can kind of see the galaxy pattern on there. It needs to be probably sprayed with some Windex. Maybe some Windex on there so that you all can see it. But anyway, it's a very beautifully done pry bar. Comes with a couple of bits in the back, and then it comes with a bunch of bits and O-rings and stuff with it, which is going to be really cool. Jared, thank you for coming in, brother. Jared is sending a bunch of knives to us. He's generously giving us a bunch of knives to give. Well, giving me a bunch of knives to give to you. So thank you. It'll be August 31st at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And Jared, I mean, if they all get here, I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do them all on that day, or if I maybe hold one or two back for other giveaways. If it's your permission, we'll see. But I will only do what you want me to do. So hey, appreciate you coming in to say hello, very much so. Ron, thank you for coming in and saying hello this evening. If you want to see Jared, you know what? Nah, I'll hold that for later. I'm not trying to. We're not trying to play any games. I so appreciate anything and everything that you have sent and are sending. That it is the kindest thing in the world, and I appreciate it. You're a good person. Hey, do you still have? I've told the story of trading with you. Do you still have that? You know what? Pick something out that you like. You have an excellent taste in anything, so pick something out that you like and throw it in. I'm too freaked out to ask for anything. So you just find something that you like and you label it, stick a wrapper on it, and say, "Hey, this is for you." And I would be deeply honored. Thank you. It is my birthday, so thank you. It will be my birthday that we do the giveaway on. So I'm doing it as a reverse birthday giveaway because I'm trying to get everyone in the knife community to do the same thing, Jared. I think on our birthdays we should have a big party and give back to everybody else, kind of a Hobbit type thing from J.R. Tolkien, if you will. It's just kind of a thought, make the world a better place, if you will. No problem. And if those things are coming in and they come in late, I will just run them for other giveaways. Don't worry. I've got 5. So the first thing that's being given away, Jared, or for everybody, the first idea was to give away this ProTech Sprint. Very pretty. It's got the milling and a very snappy little auto. And it's legal, I think, everywhere. So I thought I'd give it away, and it'd be kind of fun to celebrate and have a good time with. Then I was then Marshall jumped in and said, "Hey, I'll send a Mora." So we have a Mora that will go to somebody as a prize. Then I was thinking, well, I had some people coming in from out of the country, so I threw in this rather rare edition of a Vero uh, Fulcrum with some fancy smancy anodizing on it. Not a cheap thing if you can even find them nowadays. And then Middle Complex throws in a knife, and then you throw in a bunch of knives. Hello, Clint. Thank you for joining us tonight. And then, of course, Stacy has sent swag. Blue has sent swag. In fact, Blue is sending some special poker chips. Blue, please throw your link up in the chat whenever you feel like it. You know how that goes. Steven, thank you for coming in, and thank you for shouting me out tonight, son, in Middle Complex's chat. That was kind of you. I appreciate it very much. I'm going to be sitting here and stropping a knife for a few minutes while we talk. But I was just talking about how the giveaway has gotten so out of hand thanks to the likes of really just evil actors in the community, like Jared Neves here. I mean, he's just a really total, awful person for sending me a bunch of knives to give you all. And even offered me a birthday present. Thank you. Make it the One Ring. No, I'm teasing. Anyway, so yeah, very, very, very kind, and I appreciate him coming in. My energy levels are a little down tonight. I apologize. Tomorrow morning, I will be back up and chipper as always for the morning live to wish everyone a wonderful day. One of the things, Jared, I'm trying to make this channel do is make everyone just as positive as can be. I want this to be a real positive channel and positive influence for everyone in the community. And so in the mornings, I'm just trying to cheer everyone up and wish everyone a wonderful day and get everyone smiling as they start today. Thank you for the link, Blue. Blue does all kinds of custom work. Check them out. It's just kind of nice of them. So I appreciate that. And see, am I missing anyone coming in? I see that we have more people in here, but I do not see names popping up. So why doesn't, hey, there's Stacy. There we go. Why doesn't everyone tell me what they're carrying today? My carry today, which is I'm stropping up, was the Benchmade fact. I was discussing Benchmades earlier today and whether or not they are worth the money. And then tonight in Middle Complex was saying it was a hilarious joke someone made about the Benchmade, what, infidel? that they had issues with it. That was kind of funny. I won't do the other conflict stuff though. Stacy, thank you for coming in. Stacy sent a bunch of stickers and swag for the giveaway, which is a big pile of swag that goes along with almost every giveaway item that I'm giving away as well. So that's going to be fun. Con Man, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you popping in for a little bit, and thanks for joining us. When you pop out, if you're not watching something else, just leave it on. It allows me to get the hours in because, Jared, did you know what they're doing? If you're still in the room, they are jacking up the hours that people have to get monetized in February to 8,000. 8,000. If you don't have your 4,000 in to get commercials and monetized, in February it goes up. Robert, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you joining us this evening. Neve's nice. No, knife too. Nice. Yeah, Neves is an awesome guy. Jared is a really stand-up guy. You should listen to his stories. Go to his channel and check out some of his story time stuff. He's had some experiences in life, and he's come out the other side being a really, really good person. And I'm all about that. That's the way to go. So I'm very much. Nobody listens, not caring, but you ordered a Max Ace Neptune this morning. You used Neve's discount for 15% off. That is awesome. There you go. And absolutely, if you're ordering from Max Ace, use that discount. That's a good discount. I wish I had such discounts. Maybe one day, the great gods of marketing will descend upon me. The muses of marketing will descend upon me, and they will come and offer me discounts. $15 off. Pretty cool. Oh, so it's a straight $15 even. All right. That's kind of good. That's kind of good. So, Dale, hello. Dale, I'm not familiar with you, but please, if you are not subscribed, like and subscribe. And if you are not watching any of my videos, go back and watch them. I would really appreciate it. You can't really spam the live streams to get me hours, but you can watch videos and just run them in the background, whatever, and change them up every once in a while. It's a big help. Chicken fried steak, and I'm hitting 100 hours still, and I appreciate it. The thing is whether or not YouTube actually lets me keep it. They have just been taking away hours left and right every chance they get. Any little excuse. If it looks like someone is, yeah, Jared, 8,000 hours. That's going to be hard for anyone who's trying to start out. I mean, I know how hard this is right now for me. It's going to be brutal for anyone who wants to try and start a new channel here starting as of next year. It's just going to be awful. So anyway, so thank you all for helping me get over this hurdle and helping me get there before February by far. I'm sure we'll get there before February the way we're going. In fact, I think we'll probably be there by October, which is just really, really, really freaking cool. And I appreciate everyone who's been doing everything to help. No, Carrie, it's almost midnight working on poker chips for Zach stuff. Nice. The yeah, everyone tell me what you're carrying. Say hello, and I need to go from top chat to live chat just in case. And then yeah, say hello, let me know what you're carrying. And then I was asking everyone to tell me tell me about your day. Tell me what's something good that went on in your day today. I mean, I know what went good on in my day today, and that's you all. You all have been really incredible. And because of that, one of the things I'm throwing in is one of the giveaways will be an ounce of silver. So Jared, be here. You can win this. You can win the ounce of silver. I'm sure everyone, if you don't want an ounce of silver, I don't know what's wrong with you. Mr. Skullfire, thank you for coming in and joining us this evening. I appreciate it. Greg coming in. As people come in, I just want to remind really what I was bragging about was what Richard sent us. But now that Jared's here, I have to brag about what Jared sent us here. Jared is sending us five knives for the giveaway, and that's just really cool. I believe 3 Vostids and the other 2 I'm not 100% familiar with, but when I get them in, I'll do the research on them. Middle Complex sent us this thing. A full integral, beautiful knife. The Vanguard Cheetah, I believe it's called. And one of you all will be winning it. And of course, the other thing is that Brian Winters is sending someone, whoever wins it, a fusion. So Jared, please be here. If you don't have a fusion, I bet he sent one to you all in your pass around. You're doing good. Cher, how you doing? Cheryl may, if she can find them, send us some hanks to go along with all this other stuff that Jared's sending, because I'm out of hanks to give you all. But I wanted to give at least a hank with every item, just because it's it's kind of fun. I want to add little things if I can. As much as I can, and so I'm trying. I'm talking about the knife making the sound. You carried the Vostine Raccoon today. Very nice there, Mr. Skullfire. Very nice. And thanks, Jared. Right back at you, bro. I'm deeply honored. You have done me a great honor, and I appreciate that. It's all good, but he's busy packing. Yeah, Cheryl is busy packing. She's having a move. She might, I think you said you were maybe considering a knife sale. Brown Sugar, thank you for joining us so late at night there from New York. I appreciate that, Sharon. I appreciate you coming in here. You're busy packing. That's why you're up so late. I get it. Let's see here. So anyway, so yeah, I'm just really excited about this whole process. It went from being a small thing to, has anyone ever done a big project before where you get through the planning stages and you're designing a project, you're doing, I mean, and it can be, 5-person project, it can be a large project, but you're designing it, all of a sudden it starts snowballing. And it gets bigger and it gets bigger, and everyone, through their enthusiasm, which is wonderful, starts getting involved. And all of a sudden, this project you have that started off as a group of like 4 or 5 people explodes into this massive thing. And that's what's happening with this. It's happened to me before. When I was in junior high school, me and some friends started a Dungeons and Dragons club, and it started off small. We had like 4 people, then we had like 8 people that were regularly coming. Then we actually started collecting dues because it was getting big enough that we had to provide refreshments for people, right? Sodas and pizzas and stuff, right? And so we started collecting dues as people came in, and it kept getting bigger. It was called the Knights of Mithril. It was up in Indianapolis. And it actually got to be a Dungeons and Dragons club that we had a membership of something like 53 people on the roster. Now, you got to remember, this is before cell phones. Okay, this is when you had to, and your phone was in the middle of the living room. You know, if you wanted to do something, you had to call from, you know, in front of your parents and everything. So we had this whole thing built up and organized. Me and two other people, had it all built up and organized to the point that it got so ballooned up that it just eventually collapsed on itself because it was too big. We couldn't manage it. We were 13, 14-year-old teenagers. And so it all collapsed. But anyway, yeah, so I've had the experience of things ballooning up and exploding out of control on me before. And so I'm praying and hoping this does not. Speaking of which, just a reminder, I want to have everyone who's a mod that can attend. I'll try to have one of the live streams next week, maybe an evening live stream, so we can just talk about rules and, you know, everyone who can be there to help out. And I still have to figure out how I'm going to do comment picker because I do not have a tablet or a laptop that I can do it on, because I'm using the laptop, unfortunately, to film, because the stupid computer does not want to allow YouTube to find my camera. And I have done everything in the world I can think of. And I have IT people that I work with and none of us can figure out why YouTube has just decided it hates my computer and my camera. It loves this. It loves my cell phone. But I guess I could run comment picker on the main computer and kind of turn the laptop to face it. But that seems incredibly awkward to be doing in front of a large number of people and for a giveaway for this many different items. And so any advice I'm going to have, Stacy, you have yourself a wonderful evening. I hope you have even a better day tomorrow, or even join me in the morning if you can. I will be doing my usual live stream. It's Monday through Saturday at 9:45 a.m. usually. And so, yeah, please come and join me for that if you can, if you're in here. Conman was carrying your Excalibur earlier. Dude, if you get bored with that and you would like to maybe mail it to me and let me check it out so I can do videos on it and I'll send it right back to you, I would be all into that. I don't usually do that just because the cost of shipping is that much, but it's probably the only way I'm going to get one, because I don't think Middle Complex is going to send me anything else. That 90 cent was way too much. So I'm blown away by all the generosity, Jared. Yours as well. It's just very, very kind. And it encourages me that this channel is going to take off and go like crazy. So one of the goals of this channel is to turn it into a ProTech giveaway channel. You know, Zach does Benchmades most of the time. JB does Finches most of the time. And I want to do ProTechs most of the time. But that's going to require the support of the community and building up a good community base and a good live stream base so that we can have, you know, I can do the subscriptions and we can do all that stuff. All the money, if I make money off of this, I'm a physical therapist. I have a decent living. I've been blessed, you know, in that regard. I work hard. I'm self-employed, and I work hard, and I built my business from that. But this I want to be to this channel I want to have as something to give back to you all. The community has been really good to me over the past years, as you can see. Thank you, Jared. Again, thank you, dude. Most sincerely, as my voice crackles and breaks in my enthusiasm, I guess. But yeah, the channel, I want it to be something that gives back, and so that's what I'm doing here. And that's so, since I've got so many of you in here, that's what I'm presenting to you. So come join my live streams. Go spam my videos. Well, not spam, but go hit my videos. If I wasn't in Canada, I'd consider shipping it. Yeah, ordering anything. Oh, I didn't realize you were in Canada up there. I didn't remember. I'm sorry, Conman. Oh yeah, no worries. Don't worry about it. don't worry about it. I wouldn't ship anything back and forth between Canada as it is. I'm amazed you got that one up there and it went through okay. I'm really amazed. I'm glad it went through. So we'll be giving the Pro Tech for everyone who's coming in to see the knife that Middle Complex gave me. Well, first of all, let me know Jared is sending 5 knives. So we'll be having more of these videos, a lot more of these videos where I show you off, hey, look what someone sent me. This is going to be so much fun. Thank you, dude. Middle Complex, Richard sent this. And very nice, very, very, very kind, very stand-up guy. By the way, I would like to put it out there for both Jared and Middle Complex to observe that I simply asked them for swag or anything they wanted to send. I wasn't hitting anyone up for anything like, hey man, send me a good knife, man. Yeah, Jared is. I was just simply, hey, if there's anything you can throw in, I would love it. And mainly that came out of the support that the two of them gave me with that whole controversy with the stupidity that was going on a couple of weeks ago. Which I appreciated. And like, hey, I'm doing this giveaway. So it is very cool. Daily Planet. And Don and Chris, welcome. Hi. I appreciate you coming in. Please subscribe. Daily Planet, if you are not subscribed. Nobody listens to Eric. And please, yeah, speaking of which, your new, Jared, if can someone throw up a link, Blue, or if you're in here listening, or Stacy? Well, Stacy just left. Can you throw up a link to Jared? New knives and stuff, if you can track those down. Holy crap, Jared, you've been designing some crazy stuff. I'm loving your design language. And I am, go subscribe to him. I am in the process of trying to figure out how to buy your stuff because I can't, I got to be doing this. I'm going to be spending probably my entire allowance on shipping, so much for playing lottery tickets or anything, right? But yeah, no, it's gonna be super exciting. Thank you for subscribing. I do a daily live stream Monday through Saturday at 9:45 Central Time, and my nose is brown too. Don't worry, it's gonna stay that way for a while. It's gonna stay that way for a while. I think Middle Complex is tired of it, but yeah, I'm still gonna be shouting out and supporting everyone I can because everyone's been really good to me. Check out my live streams. I'm also on here late night. I'm going to be coming on usually about 11:30 or so most nights. And the reason I'm doing all these live streams, I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes, cut into anyone's times. I'm looking on the schedule. I'm locked in on KnifeTube schedule for that 10 o'clock slot, Central Standard Time, which unfortunately means Burning Stables is Eastern and we overlap for his 11. But we've been getting along pretty darn good because I'm trying to make sure I don't step on toes. The late nights, if I see an open spot, and usually about 11:30, there's no one doing anything, I'll be doing it. On the weekends, thank you there, Blue. On the weekends, I won't be doing a live stream most likely. I doubt I'll do a live stream between like 11 and when JB goes on Central Time. He goes on at midnight. By the way, check out Big Red EDC. If you haven't, JB is really cool. He does the Saturday Night Live, and he's a really good guy, and he gives away nice stuff. I have several nice finches from him, along with, in fact, I can show you one of my recent wins was this SK. This SRK from Cold Steel was a win from JB. So he gives away very nice things. Kind of inspired me to be doing this, actually, him and Middle Complex and Zach. I was like, hey, you know what? They're doing giveaway channels and they're being successful at it. Let's make this work. I think we can do it too, especially we get everyone on board. Let's see. My big giveaway is going to be August 31st at 10 a.m. on my live stream. And it's going to consist of somewhere between, depending on shipping times, for Jared, it's going to be somewhere between at least five items, and somewhere maybe up to 10, maybe even more. I think I'm going to have a couple of those small swag packs too, just to kind of wet the system and try out the first giveaways so that I can make sure it works and that we're not going to miss anybody or have anyone excluded or anything. So I'll probably have a couple little giveaways just to try and work the bugs out before we do the big ones, because I don't want anyone to feel like anything at all bad about this whole thing. It should be a fun experience for everybody, and I want everyone. I'm trying to. In fact, I got so much stuff that I'm giving away. I'm trying to have everybody have a really decent chance at winning stuff, because realistically, like what we got 21 people in here. Even though people are shouting it out, realistically, if I get 100 people and I have 8 to 10 giveaways or something, y'all got a 1 in 10 chance, more or less. I know I'm not good at statistics and stuff. It's probably not 1 in 10, but anyway, yeah, they call it a 1 in 10 chance of winning. That's pretty darn good. I'm sure it's 1 in 110 times, not 1 in 10, but you get the idea. And so I'm sincerely hoping that it will. I mean, I really want it to stay about like that, because if it gets too big, it becomes unwieldy and uncontrollable. And that's one of the things we'll be discussing about in a little moderator video, what to do if it gets too big and it's uncontrollable, and or we get bots and spamming, because if we do get a crowd, it will draw attention from all the online usual troublemakers and stuff, and so we'll need people ready to handle with that. I'm hoping my daughter will be able to come in and be a moderator as well. She's the one who does the editing on most of my videos, especially on all the earlier videos. The live streams, they're what they are, and the shorts that I've been posting obviously are not being edited by anyone, because look at my teeth and my facial expressions. That's just the AI doing what it does to post the shorts. So I'm not going to take any credit or flack for that. I'm just letting the AI there do its thing, so that I can get the shorts in, because YouTube just rewards channels that are doing shorts and videos and live streams. Is what it is. So I appreciate all the help getting the hours in, everybody. It's been a big help. We've done a fair amount. We are about, well, as of today, if they let me keep all the hours that I had as of yesterday, we're well, about halfway up, about 1550 or so, which means that if I can get 150 hours a day of view time, and these live streams really help. If I can do an hour and a half live stream with 20-30 people in here, it adds up, right? We can get these hours built up to where people can where people can become members and do the super chats. It just means it'll speed up the time that I can get other items to do nice giveaways from. So I'm so looking forward to all of this, and you all have been a big help with it. Other stuff to talk about. I did have a couple of questions I was thinking about asking. What's going on with this Choil app, guys? This Choil app person is really doing some heavy viral marketing in the live streams, coming in and giving out super chats and stuff to all the live streamers. So anyone got any opinions on this Choil app? Do you like it? Have you used it? Do you know anything about it? Let me know. I'm really wanting to know. And then I was listening to John Evans briefly earlier, and he was talking about how live streams act as therapy, both for us and I guess for you all too. Coming in and having a bunch of people who can hang out and talk and say hello to each other and just acknowledge and recognize each other. And it's the same thing as I've been talking about with community. It's creating an internal sense of community where people come together with similar beliefs, similar values, and want to create and lift up other people at the same time. The whole rising water raises all ships type thinking. I'm a big proponent of it. Clearly, other people are as well. Thanks for all the support. And so I'm super excited by it. We're going to have that happen. So I'm still kind of waiting on the response on the Choil app thingy. So let me know. I have the blue SRK, and it's a great fixed blade. Yeah, I mean this thing is it's a brute. I have it, and assuming I can find it hiding here. So I have both it and the. Sorry to turn my back to you all. Like my M&Ms, I should have hit that. I have it and my Recon Tanto, and It's pretty. The Recon Tanto is a lot more expensive. Um, they're pretty comparable, and the Recon Tanto is a little bit longer. I think it's also probably an eighth of an not eighth, a 16th of an inch thicker, perhaps maybe a 32nd. Um, they're both really cool. Now this is the only SK5 steel that I have in my collection. I have no other experience with it. I have a lot of experience with M390 and stuff, but I have no other experience with the SK steel. So I don't know really what to make of it yet, but I'm trying to do it. The live streams are definitely therapeutic. Oh, wait, let me jump back up to Greg first. I think it's great that so many knife tubes are designing now. And so far, not a bad one. There's been a couple of flops. There's also been a couple of misfires because of some planning and communication errors, I believe, if I recall correctly. But for the most part, I think that involved Knife Fest. But for the most part, yeah, my experience has been that everyone's putting out really good stuff, and it's a lot better. Frankly, again, I'm not a big fan of all the generic stuff coming out of companies, all the different companies. I'm not going to pick on any company, but there's a lot of just kind of, man, I love this blade thickness on this thing. It's just ridiculous. There's a lot of stuff coming out from companies that's just kind of generic. It doesn't inspire. It's just not meeting any need that hasn't already been met in knife production in the knife world, but they keep cranking it out. And at least knife YouTubers are meeting a need that they can't meet, which is something from within the community itself that has some gravitas because it's being made or designed by. I'm going to play with the ProTech Sprint here before I have to give it away. Oh, it's like a week and a half away before we do this giveaway. I can't believe the time has moved so fast. So anyway, but I think it adds some gravitas to the item itself, just because it's made by someone in the YouTube community and someone that you see online that you can kind of chat with and interact with, and that adds some depth to an item. And I mean, I bought Cutlery Lover's knife for that very reason. I mean, it's not like it was a high quality knife or anything. It's just that it was made and designed by him and Baston, I think, or something like that. But like, cool, I'll get it because of that. And it wasn't super expensive. It was really easy to do. Cheryl's saying that lives are definitely therapeutic. Get your mind off of your soon-to-be couchless, tableless, washerless, dryerless house. Cheryl, later on, if you want, and probably you can let me know where you're moving and how things are going. And I'll certainly, I hope coming in here cheers you up. My goal is to have everyone leave with a smile on their face and to leave happier than they came in. And I mean that for this live, but especially the morning live. If you don't like waking up, or if you're just kind of a grouchy person, or if you're lonely in the mornings, come on into that live and join me. I'm there about just about 45 minutes to an hour, maybe. It's just to wish everyone a good morning and to talk about stuff and to say hi. Donald, thank you for coming in. Donald, double check and make sure you're still subscribed. They love to unsubscribe everybody. And please, if you can, watch videos. Giving away a bunch of knives. Jared has sending me 5 knives to give away. Metal Complex sent me this guy to give away. This one, I got to keep looking at it. It's a Vanguard Cheetah. I have to keep looking every single time because it's not going to be mine. So I'm trying not to own it. You know what I mean? I don't want to know the name because I don't want to own it in my mind. And man, it comes in this beautiful presentation box, magnetic, very strong magnets, and nice design and presentation. Try and keep the lights on it. There you go. So that's going to be one person's giveaway winning that they get. Another person, thank you. I appreciate it. And just dumped. I'm glad you were able to catch it and pop in. That's good. It means I'm getting notifications out there and people are actually seeing stuff. That's good. Thank you, YouTube. I appreciate you doing that. In addition to that, there's a ProTech Sprint, which is what started the giveaway process. It was mine. That I wanted to give everybody just for supporting my channel. And so let me get this sucker out of the bag. It doesn't want to come out. There you go. This guy right here with the mother of pearl, and tell I'm not a hand model, right? The mother of pearl. There we go. mother of pearl, and the milling texturing. Beautiful ProTech Sprint. Um, and this is from the times when they were numbered. So if you can get that to focus, you can actually see the number print run or sprint run it was. Anyway, so that was what started the giveaway, and got that. And then we got more. We got a knife from Mora. We got a pry bar. We got all kinds of stuff. Go watch the videos, and you can just see kind of the whole shebang. But the latest edition is this, and the notice that Jared is sending us a bunch of knives. So I can't tell you just how excited I am about that, and I hope you all are as well. It's been in your daily routine, just not talking. Thank you, Stephen, for coming in. And yeah, it's all good. If you still leave with a smile on your face better than you came in, I don't mind you not talking. Maybe though, in the future you'll feel like it, jumping in with comments and stuff. I still haven't seen any response on what people think about this Choil app guy that is trying to push the Choil app. Well, not even necessarily the guy. What do you guys think about the app? So apparently the app is an inventory app where you can take a picture of your knife and they will catalog it. They'll search the internet and tell you what it's worth, and then they'll keep your collection curated so that you can compare your collection with other people, and kind of get it rated, let other people see it and stuff like that, which is basically what I've done here on YouTube. My entire collection is in my catalog of videos, if you really go back and look at it. So, I mean, I've kind of already done that with YouTube for free. But it seems like it's kind of okay, but I don't know much about the company doing it. Don't know what they're going to do with the information. You never know what people are going to do with your private information as well. And there's a lot of possible, if people with really high-end collections that might put their information into, some app where who knows how it could be used against them. So good morning, Roger. Good to see you as well, my friend. Thank you for coming in. And so I'm just wondering what this Choil app is all about. I'm kind of hoping that people in the community will check it out and let us know. I know I heard that some people had put their stuff in it. You did that with Daily Knife Challenge on Instagram. Yeah, your entire collection. I was like 350 of them. You did it for a year, right? I mean, I don't remember how many you did, but I remember you were doing it for quite a while. I know you're well over 100. I do remember that. Not to mention your whole color categorizing them and stuff, Cheryl, has been a lot of fun. She has a beautiful collection. Go check it out on Instagram. Yeah, if anyone wants to throw a link up to her stuff, please do. It's a beautiful collection. 350 it was. I did remember correctly. It was almost a year's worth. I did remember seeing them all. Yeah, it is an incredible collection. Why don't you start your own YouTube channel, Cheryl? You have enough that you could do a knife a day video for an entire year and just discuss your collection. And if you did a knife a day for an entire year, your channel would definitely grow to the point where you got, it making it worth your time to do it, at least. Yeah. Shyness. Oh, yeah. You know what got me over my shyness? Work. When you have to, so here's the routine that I go through when, how do we create yeah, that's another idea there, Blue. That's another idea, especially if, the country ever decided to go the way of Great Britain, where, you can't own a knife beyond a butter knife, or a chef's knife. And that's despite the fact that the majority of crimes that are done with knives are committed with chef knives. I really do not understand some people's brains. And I study them. I study how brains work for a living, especially how brains translate into how you move. And I just don't understand these people's brains sometimes. I really don't. There's something weird. Roger's saying hello to everybody. So what was I getting ready to say? Sounds like too much information to give. Yeah, I think that's kind of how I feel about it as well. I really kind of do. Oh, I know I was getting ready to say something, but I can't remember what it was, so I'm off the topic now. It'll come back to me. Oh, you were talking about shyness. That's what you were talking about. So my day goes. So I contact someone. I contact them by phone. Right? Hello, this is Patrick. I'm a physical therapist. I have a referral for you for home health for an evaluation. I'm going to go out tomorrow. I'm trying to go out about this time to do the evaluation, right? So I set up the appointment for them, right, with them. And I do all this myself. I don't employ anybody because I don't want to be responsible for um, them not getting paid if I don't have the money. You know what I mean? I'm just not. My brain works that way. I'm not ever going to put someone else into a position where they suffer because of me and maybe a mistake I make. So I try to be very careful about that. So anyway, so I that means every day I'm approaching a stranger's house. I'm walking up to their door. Hello, this is Patrick. I'm here to do the evaluation. I'm barging into their house. eh, I'm telling them what to do for an hour. I'm performing in front of their entire family. And down here, Hispanic culture is quite interesting because entire families live together down here. It's not the same as in big cities where you may have a nuclear family of just a mom and a dad and a kid, or maybe in just a couple living together. Although I see that down here as well. The Hispanic culture is one in which they will have a large family. So I may walk into a room of 10 or more people and have to perform, if you will, my entire job. I have to go over the medical history. I have to make sure that the therapy is not going to hurt the person. I have to find out what they're capable of doing. All of these things, together are what actually, for lack of a better description, I do as a part of an evaluation. I check out their movements, their mobility, and so as a part of this, I'm telling people, to raise your hands up, move around, do stuff. So I like to make jokes out of it, and I turn it into a little game or a performance. And so that's what got me over my shyness. That's why I have very little problem with putting myself on here and talking to you all. It's not an ego thing. It is a lack of concern or self-awareness. Some people would say it's a complete lack of self-awareness. I could easily see people making. Well, mess with this because I like this light flashing along behind me. There we go. I'm gonna. There's some people that would say it's a complete lack of self-awareness, that I am completely unconcerned with what people think about me. But oh man, it's cousins, aunts and uncles, it's nephews, nieces, it's extended family down here. People are, yeah, and I know you got to get by the pets to get to the door. Usually it's like a pit bull out in the front yard, or maybe a German shepherd, or sometimes it's a big friendly collie that's like 3.5 feet tall. Kind of knock you on your butt. It's like, roar. Like, so first you have to get past the animals, and then you have to get in the door, then you have to get in the house. And then I usually have to schmooze it up if they have a cat or something, or a small dog. You'd be surprised how very well people respond to you if their pets like you. And so I always carry bacon in my butt. No, I'm teasing. But for some reason I have some animal magnetism. I get along very well with animals, and so it's rare, very rare. In fact, I've only been bitten once or twice, or bitten at, in doing this 28 years. Well, actually, about 17 years of going in and out of people's houses and yards, uninvited, if you will. Because sometimes, I mean, a lot of times people don't answer the phone, and so I still have to. Yeah, chihuahuas, you know it. They've gone after my pant legs, but they can't even get through my skin. My skin's too thick for them. A lot of times people don't answer, but because of the nature of what we're doing in terms of medical work, you can't take a non-answer as a no. It's complicated, but presuppose that your grandma's receiving therapy, or going to receive therapy, and they're not answering the phone. You want the therapist to go out there and pound on the door to make sure they're not lying on the floor dead or sick, or you name it. I've had patients that have laid on the floor, stories of them anyway, that have lain on the floor for like 8 hours before, or 12 hours, or a day before someone finds them. And so we go out. If someone doesn't answer the phone, I'm still going out and I'm knocking on their door and I'm checking. And if I can't get a hold of anyone, I'm still calling. And then there's only so much we can do. We can't barge in. We're not going to do a wellness check and call the police or anything. Sometimes people just don't want to answer the door, and that's their right? You don't want to violate their rights just to make sure they're okay. Um, but anyway, so yeah, that's all a part of what I do for a living, and so you can't be shy. You just can't be shy. You just got to get into a routine. Um, it is what it is. So let's see what if I missed, if anything, while I was telling my story. I like to do story times, guys. I appreciate that. So if you come in the mornings to my morning live stream, a lot of times we'll get talking, and then someone will trigger something, and it'll remind me of a story, and I'll tell a story. Just because I have fun doing that, and I hope you all enjoy it. It seems like everyone kind of does. In fact, either people enjoy it so much they stop talking, or everyone just has stopped talking. But regardless, animals can sense good people, so you always trust your dogs. Thank you, Don, Don and Chris, whichever you are, or both. I always trust my dog's opinion. Yeah, and frankly, animals are better people than people are most of the time. Um, Let me in. Boom, boom, boom. It's time for your therapy. Get up off your fat butt and move. Get your butt moving. Let's do this. Anyway, you got a Pomeranian. Pomeranians are adorable, but you got to be on their good side. Once you're on their good side, they're the most loving animals that you can be. If you're not on the good side, they'll take your hand off. So, little needle teeth. I've met a few Pomeranians, never had a problem. They've always loved me. The only dogs I've ever had problems with, actually, well, when I was younger and I was a kid, I'll tell another story. When I was younger and I was a kid, I did get two German Shepherd attacks on me. Both were prior police dogs, and one they'd always kept locked up, but someone accidentally opened the door and the dog just zoomed right out. I was like 7 years old, got me by my leg. I had a hole in my leg for the opening was about that big around, and it was there, deep puncture for probably about 6 weeks, 8 weeks before it healed up. As a kid, I still have a sore spot there. I can feel right where it was. Funny how that works. I want to talk about that if I remember in a little bit. It's late, so I might not. And then I have another one where my arm got ripped, and you're not going to be able to see the scar. But there's a scar that goes from like right here to right there in a big L shape, where one got me, and that was my own dumbness. I knew the dog really well, was friendly with the dog, but we ran up to the fence to say hi to it and startled it, and I reached over to pet it, and it just grabbed me, just the way it was. Since then, I've never had a problem with a dog ever again, until I've encountered some of the um, Australian shepherds, the black and white ones, the Australian sheepdogs, whichever they are. They're little shits. They are little shits. They will sneak up behind you and they will nip you just to let you know what's going on and tell you who's boss. And that's just their breed. That's how they're bred. And so yeah, I've had problems with them. I had one try and get me. She had just had puppies, and I knew the people. I'd been in the house multiple times, and they usually had the dog locked up again. One of those situations, and it wasn't. And it came around behind me while I was knocking on the door and just tried to grab me by my calf. That one really, yeah, they're herders, and they're gonna nip at you. But it tried to grab me by my calf and yank, and it actually got me pretty bad scrapes. It didn't get a good piercing, but it got me some pretty bad scrapes. Had another one, same breed. Again, I get along with them. Yeah, I had met this one. I was saying, yeah, I'd said hello to it. We had met each other. We were being friendly. But then as I got up and I was walking to go into the room, because it was in the living room where I met the dog, right? And the patient was in the bedroom and the family was getting her ready. Okay, come on in. So I get up to walk in. The little shit comes up behind me and grabs me by the calf. Now, this one wasn't trying to bite me. This one was holding me back, and I could feel the difference immediately. It wasn't a bite like I'm going to get you. It was a bite like, don't go there. You're not allowed there. Fortunately, reaction wise, I don't know how or why I reacted this way. But I just immediately had my hand down there and got her by the scruff. I think it was him. Got him by the scruff and had him up off his front legs, immediately, and was telling him, you don't do that to me. You don't be a bad boy, and put him down. After that, we were solid. But yeah, just had to show dominance or something, I guess. The way it is. But they are definitely dogs that will get you. And those are the only types of dogs I've ever had a problem with. And yeah, is what it is. Everyone, did we do a pocket dump? We haven't done a pocket dump tonight, have we? Let's do a pocket dump in here. As I said today, I was flipping my Benchmade Fact. Wonderful knife, one of my favorites, and this one is a well used one. There, you can kind of see all the wear and tear on it. Not really. I mean, it's held up pretty good considering how often I've carried it, done things like dropped it, you name it. And this thing's had it done, and it's held up really well. So again, just to answer the Benchmade question, are Benchmades worth it? They're way overpriced, but depending on what you need, they might be worth it. so what's everyone got going on? Just jumping down. I had a Pomeranian shoe the hell out of my boots because I would go hug my mother-in-law. Yeah, I mean, Pomeranians are very attached to one person, if I understand correctly, and they can be very aggressive. So like when there's a dog like that, I'm usually very careful because indoors, a lot of times I'll have a dog that's really attached to the patient, right? And typically they're an older dog, meaning that they're going to be a little more territorial, a little more aggressive because they don't know you and they don't trust you. And so a lot of times I'll have to have them, just sorry, can you take the dog out of the room? I'm sorry. But I'm going to be, grabbing her knee and checking her strength. And I really don't want the dog to decide that I'm a threat. So if you don't mind, just or hold the dog for us for a little bit while we check everything. And I usually get it over as fast as possible. And, that way the dog doesn't have to suffer or be distressed too much. You have an English bulldog, says Cheryl, named Edgar. Aw. And a couple snakes. Snakes aren't as good judges of character. I don't think snakes are all that good judges of anything. I don't know why I didn't see that one earlier before I saw the herders comment. Yeah, it's a POS. It's a piece of tubing with a cap on it and a cut piece of sheet steel. But for replicas or whatever, thank you. It is a cool little battle axe. And above that is pull it out of the wall again. There we go. I'm trying not to jab my hand in it like I did last time. Is an Assassin's Chris. So I had all my fixed blades out here to show everybody at one point in one of these, but I haven't done it yet. So we'll get to it eventually. Anyway, really cool knife. This is a handmade knife from Mexico. Very, very nice. Let's see. Jumping down. Cher has been carrying purple titanium Mech Force M1 today. Nice. Daily Plan says, my sister and I are traveling together down the road, and she made me take a pic with the Pomeranian in the front of a biker bar. Oh, well, what did the bikers think? Actually, that's what I want to know. What did the people in the biker bar think? Did they give you a hard time, or did they all come out and go, oh, what a cute doggy? Because that's what I would expect. I honestly would expect a bunch of big, hairy guys, in leather jackets and looking as scary as possible. And they all come out and they go, oh, what a cute little doggy. And they all want to pose with it. That's what I would expect to actually happen, in the real world, not in the movies. Or maybe in the movies, actually. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. So strapping up the mini Adamus. This thing, I had noticed, I pretty much only use my knives to cut open salad bags or packages, and it just has not been wanting to open those salad bags the way it should. In fact, my most used knife, do I have it here? Do I have it here? Or is it over in the kitchen? It is over in the kitchen where I use it. My most used knife is the Amari Creator. I'll bring it to one of my live streams next. Amari Creator. It's a pretty cool VG10 knife. It's like a folding chef knife, and that's the one that I use to chop up onions for food and stuff like that. And it's absolutely my most used knife compared to everything else that I have, for sure. You ran the. They didn't have a chance to come out, but you have the picture. Okay. I would have not been surprised if they came out, like I said, and were really pretty nice. So quick question. I mean, I think I know the answer for everybody, but do you all favor modern knives over traditionals? I know we have a few traditional fans in here, but if people favor modern knives over traditionals, I'm just kind of curious. I'd like to know because I have both, and I'm willing to do live streams catering to both. But I also don't want to turn anyone off. If someone hates traditionals or whatever, I don't want to do that. Or I don't think anyone in here is going to hate moderns because it's kind of why we're here. So, but traditionals and fixed blades, that type of stuff. Does anyone have a preference? Let me know here in the chat. I'm still waiting to hear what people were carrying today too. Looks like we have a lot of people lurking. Well, for you lurkers, if you are lurking and you came to see the knife that Middle Complex gave to me, so here we go. Comes in this box here, Vanguard. Very nice box, very beautiful, very well made. And let's take off my ring because I don't want to mark up your knife. I'm trying to be very respectful to it because right now it is a pristine and very gorgeous full integral knife. And it is called the Vanguard Cheetah, I believe, if I am not mistaken, by the crowdsourced research that my channel watchers have done for us, which I thank you guys for. I appreciate it. You guys saved me a lot of time trying to figure out what the heck this was. It's a beautiful, beautiful titanium frame lock integral. If looking up online, it's like a $280 knife. If you do not have a high-end knife in your collection and you win this, I bet you're going to treasure it. It's going to be a gorgeous knife. If you have a high-end knife in your collection or you have a bunch of them, I don't know how many integrals you have, and this thing is gorgeous. Yeah, it is gorgeous. I'm gonna at least do one more video on it where I'll do a top-down video on it so I can get that. And I'm so looking forward to sending this to whoever wins it. It's a really nice knife. I'm jealous. I'm jealous about the Fusion. Whoever wins the Fusion from Winter Blade Co. I'm jealous about that because it's the only place you're going to be able to get one. If I am not mistaken, they are sold out. Winter Blade Co. Fusion. You can win that from my giveaway on August 31st at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time in a live stream. You got to be there. Please be a member. It would be kind of if people aren't members to my channel, I might exclude them. I may have to double check and see if you're a member, just to be nice to all the people that are members. Yeah, if you don't own any integrals, I own one, and it's not nearly as nice as this one. It's a Tucson. It's very nice, but wow, this one's very nice. This one is. Anyway, yeah, Richard's done me a kind one. He's done me a very kind one. That's why I've been saying thanks every live stream so much, because it's like, wow. And now Jared too. I need to catch Jared's lives. I never see his lives come on. Sorry, Jared, if you're still in here, I never see your lives come on. But Jared's sending 5 knives too. If you're new popping in and you haven't heard the news, yeah, there's going to be even more. So this giveaway will be somewhere between 5 and 10 items on the 31st, but it depends on if his stuff gets here in time. Let me see. Marcos, no integral. Hey, I know you. Remind me, what knife did you, Marcos? My memory isn't that good. What knife did you win from me back in the day? Do you remember? If you don't remember, I'm not offended. Don't worry. Okay, but I'm trying to remember which one you won. And I've been trying to remember, and my memory is just not that good. I remember most of the stuff I see in movies and stuff, and I remember a lot of what I hear, like almost like 90%. I used to be able to sleep through my PT classes and still remember everything they said. Well, semi-sleep, doze, you know what I mean? So I would work 11 o'clock to 7 a.m. several nights a week, and then I would have to go to class at 8 a.m. and be in class till 5. Um, is a mic on? You think? That's okay if you don't remember. No worries. Uh, Maybe go back and find the video and give you something to go look for and to give me some view time. Relive those glory days, right? I can't, but I mean, I can, but I won't get any credit for it. But yeah, you could, and then come back and let me know some point. I'm just curious. I would like people to know that I actually do giveaways and I actually give this stuff away to people. Marcos was a prior winner early on in my channel. I think when I was 100 or was it 500? It was pretty early on in my channel. No, it wasn't 500. It must have been 100 or 200, somewhere in there. Of one of my early giveaways. I like to give nice stuff away whenever I can. I know it's been 4 or 5 years, right? Very long time, very long time. This channel's been around a very long time. I just never made a big push to, because of my full-time job. I've never made a big push to have this channel do stuff, but I'm glad I did. Man, my intuition was kicking in again. I've mentioned that before. My intuition was kicking in again, and it turns out I started the push at exactly the right time, because as of February, if you're trying to do monetization for your channel and you don't have the 4,000 hours in, yeah, it's going to 8,000. They're just going to double it on you, arbitrarily. Here you go. So yeah, you guys are helping me a lot getting the view time in, and I appreciate it. And I will absolutely be giving back every chance I get. This is the whole purpose of the channel. But I do want it to get monetized so that, you know, people can run ads against me. And I'm trying to be such a positive influence and positive channel. I'm not gonna say I am, but I'm trying to be. That I hope they run good ads, right? Positive ads, right? I would hope. A lot of you have the ad thing, so yeah, you've been with me from the beginning. I realize I haven't forgotten. I have not forgotten. One of my very first subscribers. I could probably go back, and I don't know if I can go back and look and not. I wonder if I can go back and look and figure out when you subscribed, what number I was at. I bet I could figure it out if I tried really hard. But regardless, yes, Marcos has been with me from the very beginning, and I so appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you, but yeah, I really appreciate it. Dale has an integral. It's an urban EDC, but you can never remember the name. Oh, that's the curse of me with the two sons and stuff. I actually, surprisingly, I can't remember a person's name, and I have talked about this many times, but I have a type of facial agnosia where I have an not impossible, I have a very difficult time associating a name with a face. It probably took me 6 months to associate JB with Big Red EDC and get his name down to where I remembered it. And I wasn't sure if it was JD or JB for a long time. And by the way, if you're not checking out his channel, Saturday Night Live tomorrow night at midnight, I think that is his name. Yeah, he will be at midnight tomorrow. Check it out. He's really a wonderful guy. So is Zach on Sunday. He's usually at 2 p.m. my time, which is Central Standard. So that'd be like noon Pacific, I think. And Zach has been a huge help and influence on this channel. Both of them with their giveaway mentality. They're always giving back to the community. Zach with his doing something kind for someone motif. Both have been big influences on the way I think and the way I want to approach this channel and what I've been trying to do with it. And as you can see, I've had a lot of interactions with different channels. So most, if not all of these are different channels that I have actually had something to do with to some degree. There's a couple of them over here I think that I haven't, but most of them I've had something cool to do. Some cool interactions enough that I wanted their stickers and I want to keep them, memorialized, if you will. A big one right now is this one, Knife Delights. Tom is out doing a drive to get all the channels that don't have enough hours, their view hours. So if you don't view my channel, if you can go find someone else. Hey, Zach, how you doing, Zach K? I hope you are healthy, happy, and whole today. The 3 H's. I haven't made this joke yet tonight. The 3 H's. I'm making fun of reading, writing, and arithmetic, the 3 R's. So my motto is the 3 H's, and I'm going to have some stickers that are going to be my logo with a big H to the third power. So we're saying H to the third power, and that's going to be they're going to be included in the giveaway, and then some for some channel members and stuff. So that's going to be fun. If you are new popping in and you haven't heard the news, Jared, of course, was in here earlier and has been and is going to be sending knives, 5 of them, I think, to us for the giveaway or for future giveaways, depending on how it works out. If the shipping doesn't get here in time for my birthday, it will be, the next day or the day after, or whatever. Depends on when he gets them out. I know he's probably going to be Monday. So they might get here by Friday or Saturday morning. Saturday day. Maybe not Saturday morning, but Saturday day. I might have to have a special Saturday night live next Saturday then to show them off if they come in time. We'll see. Yeah, it's really cool. It's mind-blowing. The kindness and the support from the community, all of you all, the channels that have been supportive, it's humbling. It's a very humbling experience, and it's one that I'm excited to share with you all, and the journey that I'm excited to share with you all. It's been really, really freaking cool. It really is. Yeah. So there you have it. So the biggest news of the day for me has been that. Let me know what you're carrying if you have popped in and you haven't told us what your carry is today. And then, of course, I will show off the knife from Metal Complex again. And of course, when Jared's comes in, I will ham it up and hype it up just as much as I am this, because I can. By the way, I have fun hyping all this stuff up and doing all this stuff, like I say, because I can. It's kind of fun. I hope that hope you all enjoy it. You're talking about the knife Nitro Glide by Urban EDC that is an integral. You can never remember the name. It's the Nitro Glide. That one is an integral. I don't know. Still Will Mobius is a knife. Okay. The Urban Isaurus is the integral that you're talking about there, Dale. Okay. Following that. Don, yes, you did. And thank you for, I think I read yours, didn't I? Did I miss it? Let me go back here and make sure I didn't miss it. If I did, I'm not trying to. Yes, I did miss it. Don was carrying a Concept Par, a Civivi Praxis, and Olight. What Olight flashlight? What one? I've got the pretty. I've got too large of an Olight collection myself. So pry bar, also a type of a pry bar, and a pin style screwdriver. Okay. Are any of them anything named, or are they just what you like to carry? I'm just curious about that. Let's see here. Blue is back in saying hello to everybody again. Thank you. Thank you. Roger had a Vostede Raccoon. Treviso Atlas. Blue, you didn't get a chance to post your carry this morning. Please drop it in for me. It's always a delight to read your carry. I enjoy it. A Kubi Microburst and an Olight Arc Pro. So the Arcfield Pro is the one with the laser UV and white light, or is it the 2 white lights and the laser, or the 3? Autism Support Olight. Very nice. Very nice. That's really cool. Very, very cool. I have an opinion on autism. It's probably not popular, but again, I don't like to create too much conflict. But I kind of feel like the diagnosis is it's overused, and it's used to manage particularly young males who might be acting up. And I'm not a fan of that. I think there's an issue there that needs to be addressed medically that's not in the medical community because of the overuse of prescriptions for autism management. So anyway, just a personal thing I'm not a fan of. It's what you're dealing with is a sensory integration continuum in which some people integrate their senses well. Other people have a harder time with it, and they have a harder time with reading social cues, things like that. I'm often that way myself. It is what it is, but that does not necessarily mean it's autism, right? And so I think autism is overdiagnosed in that regard. I had something to say about Gerber in a minute too. the two white lights, the UV and the laser. Nice. So it's the one with the two different beam settings on the white light too. Nice. And you can do the spot and the throw, or the flood and the throw, flood and spot, something like that. The pry bar you don't remember, Don. I'm just gonna go by Don. If this is Chris, I apologize. Yeah, but I'll go by Don. Pry bar I don't remember. A Gerber one maybe. Okay. Very nice. Dale's carrying the Umnuzon and a Hulk Militol. Okay, that I am not familiar with. We're gonna have to look that up. Hulk Militol 9. Well, where are you hiding at? Militol. There we go. Oh, that's a pretty knife, man. That's a very pretty knife. Do you have the one with the carbon fiber in it, or is there different? I didn't look at it, but I really like the thumb stud on that thing. It's a pretty knife. Let's see here. All right. So the knife that Metal Complex sent is this beautiful integral. For those of you who hadn't seen it yet, I hope you enjoy. Whoever wins it. I am jealous. I am jealous of you guys. That's good, right? If you're gonna do something, do it in a way that makes you jealous of the people who get to benefit from it. That means you did it right. Right? Right? That's the way I'm looking at it. All right. So Blue coming in with the Aries Raptor and Rock, the Holly Indoraptor, Berkeley's Crusader V2, version 2. One Mood Seedling, as opposed to, I guess you sold the other. I'm sorry, you had to sell stuff. BSF Cayuse, Tempest Tornado, and Mach 71. Protect Newport, which, by the way, I like the Protect Newport. That's one I'll try to track down and do as a giveaway when we get enough going, because it's a really nice knife. The Newport's a cool knife. I had one. It was all in blue, the blue tie, blue aluminum. And I sold it to KJ Pearson, Siberian Husky. He's a member of the community, member of the Instagram community as well, and a kind person. He's a good person. Moving along from the Newport, we have the TRM Pitbull, the DBD Glideman, Kaiser Spitfire, and the Roach XL. DBD Glideman. I need to look that up. I still have not looked that up. Glideman. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I like the blade shape. No, that's the Pharaoh Monster. That's not the Glideman. Why is it showing me? Oh, the Pharaoh Monster Glideman. There you go. Is that the same knife? DBD edition. Yep, that is. All righty. Yeah, I like that blade shape. I'm fond of that type of blade shape in knives, or similar ones. I kind of like this Warrenclyffe one. By the way, this is something. Who's familiar with Terravantium? So this is a Terravantium. Stop sticking to that. This is a Terravantium knife, which is what dendritic cobalt, with some serious glow in the dark effects and stuff. Anyway, pretty cool knife. I don't use it much for anything because I don't want to ever have to sharpen the darn thing. I'll never be able to. So let me rewind back and see what I was missing. You haven't sold the other thistle, okay, or the seedling. They're up for grabs. So Blue is selling. He needs to get some money together for, I believe, your dog, right? Some vet bills. So if you want to buy an Aries thistle, or one moon seedling, he has them up for grabs. So just so you know, jumping back, Dale is carrying Blade City. You had the Blade City exclusive carbon fiber, and it's the smoothest action knife you own. That is pretty cool there on that Militol. I liked it too. I'm really. Cher has the Militol. She has the fat, the purple fat carbon one. Nice. Dale's asking, should you buy a Mach 71? Blue, jump in. You never understood Rocky Horror. You know what? It is very, very. sarcastic and pseudo moralistic movie. Um, I think the end of it sums it up the best. I think what they were trying to say is that human beings are so caught up in their human experience that things can get out of hand, things get wacky, right? Even though it was an alien, and the whole idea that it was an alien as opposed to whatever that came to the movie. But mainly at the end of the movie, the whole summary that crawling on the face of the earth is some insect called the human race. We think of ourselves as so important and stuff, and are we? We are to us. Naturally, we're very important to us, but are we important to the universe? Even the planet? Well, maybe the planet. Anyway, so jumping down, you have it in the cart, you just haven't bought it yet. Okay. Cher's getting ready to go. Cher, good night. I appreciate it. I hope this evening finds you better off for having come in here than you were starting off. And I hope you have an absolutely wonderful night and absolutely wonderful day tomorrow. I won't be doing a live stream again until Monday morning at about 9:45 Central Standard Time. So that's when my next live stream is. So yes, I hope you do have a good evening. I should probably be getting off of here pretty soon, but I'll hang out for a few more minutes if people want to, and we're still talking. I love it. I enjoy it. I can stay awake. Blue, it's a shame you can't carry or don't carry more knives. He uses his toes. He holds the knife between his toes while he's holding all the rest of the knife. Blue, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you have a lot of knives. Mr. Crosby. Oh, Clint. Oh, there you go. You're saying hi to Clint. Don't confuse me, people, with these names. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Blue. Actually, have you weighed yourself yet, with and without? Remember you were going to do that? I tell you what, I want to know, maybe Monday, if you can make it in, let us know what the weight with and without was, because I'm curious. It'll be kind of fun to find out. Let's see here. Saying hi to everybody. Yes. Mr. Mouse, what's your carry today? Let us know. Kind of curious. One is none, two is one. Or the way I like to put it is one is never enough, and two barely cuts it. No, I got even backwards. I can't even say it tonight. I'm tired. One's never enough. Three barely cuts it. Two is not enough. I don't know. I can't even remember my phrase now. And it just goes to show you how tired I'm. A little tired. Again, I mean, I've been up since running, doing stuff since 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock this morning. So it's been a long day. But that's cool. I'll remember it. It'll come back to me. Oh, I know what it was. It is one is never enough. Two is too few. Three barely cuts it. So you ought to carry at least four. There you go, Blue. There we go. It came back to me eventually. Blue weighs 175 pounds and a 275 fully loaded. Yeah, exactly. That's portable armory. When the zombie apocalypse hits, we all better be able to arm everyone around us so that, we can take these suckers out. Somewhere in each of us, I think there is that little, and I don't mean it to be, I'm not trying to say it in a how to put it, a derogatory way, but somewhere inside of us, there is that little boy or that little fantasy nut that's like, yeah, if I ever have to, I have. And I pray to God, none of us ever have to use our knives in any kind of a way that would be for violence or having to use them for self-defense. I pray to God, none of us ever have to. And I pray to God, if you ever have to, you're very good at it and successful, and that you don't go to jail for a really long time because, yeah. But dark topic. You guys remember the video of the robbery in Vegas where the guy had a knife and the two guys come in. I guess it was a smoke shop or something. Two guys come in and they're all acting all sketchy. And he's like, "Oh, what's up?" One of them jumps over the counter, while the other one pulls a gun on the guy. So the guy grabs the one that jumped over the counter, and he just whips out his knife and just shanks him in the side like 4 or 5 times and drags him around the counter. It's brutal. It's brutal to watch. The guy's yelling, "He's killed me! Leave! Run away!" I don't know what the results were of that, but it was pretty crazy to see. I pray to God nothing like that ever happens to anyone in our community. I really do. Yeah. I just really swear I hope that nothing like that ever happens. Yeah, I have a coworker that believes he should help everyone firearms free. I have one of my closest friends that one is in the D&D game with me is an FTL, licensed firearms dealer. Whatever it is, yeah, whatever. Anyway, he's the same way. He's like, if anything ever goes down, I can outfit my entire city. And he probably could. I mean, he's definitely he's one of those people with pallets of guns. So, oh, what are we talking about that didn't work out too well? Someone decided to go robbing a gun store would be, oh my God, what kind of a moron would you have to be to walk into a gun store to rob it? I mean, at least everyone in all the gun stores that we have down here, they're all armed. They're all behind the counter. They're all armed. Inappropriately, as they should be. I mean, you know how the irony is if someone goes into a gun store and steals a gun, the gun store gets in trouble. It's not even necessarily the person that gets in all that much trouble. The gun store gets in all the trouble. They'll lose their license and everything else because they have unaccounted for guns. It's insane. But yeah, why would you try to rob a gun store? That's the height of brain damage. So anyone else think that there's a lot of brain damage going on in the world today? I don't know if it's the water, the plastics. I don't know what it was, but it does seem like there is some level of brain damage in the world. And I'm sorry, I try not to talk politics. And I'm not making a judgment for any one group or another. If you notice, I'm being very neutral. Because no matter what side of whatever fence you're on, I think you can agree with me that the other side is brain damaged, right? So I'm just putting that out there. So anyway, yeah, there's idiots everywhere. Exactly, on every side. Exactly. Blue, you bring up a very good point. Do you all realize that when you see a warning label or you see a warning sign, don't dangle the baby over the side of the gorilla cage, right? You see a sign showing it means someone did it. You realize that, right? It means someone did, or even worse, enough people did it that they had to put up signs telling people not to do it. Think about that for a second. I mean, really think about that for a second. All the really weird warning signs that you'll see, one of my favorites is don't put signs on this fence. Big old signs saying don't put signs on this fence. But yeah, I agree. If natural selection isn't being allowed to do its thing, absolutely hasn't been allowed to for a long time. I'll make an observation. I would have probably died a long time ago just from the lack of an ability to see what's going on around me. If it wasn't for us circumventing natural selection, but besides that, yeah, it's the truth. People. And you know what? It's not even natural selection. It's just natural learning. It's like consequences and stuff. People don't face consequences as much anymore as they used to. When we were young, and I've told these stories, but when you were young in the 70s, I mean, you leave at dawn and come back at dusk. You had to be back by the time in my neighborhood, it was by the time the bats came out. Because we would have bats flying around. We used to feed them, by the way. You can take dog food, moist dog food, throw it up in the air, and bats love it. I don't know if it's any good for them. It's probably bad for them. Probably just kill the whole thing of bats, but it is what it is. But yeah, you had to be home by the time the bats came out, and if you got yourself in trouble, you had to solve it. You either had to solve the problem, or you got hurt, and you had to fix the hurt. Or you had to go running back home, but then everyone in the neighborhood would know you were the one kid who had to go running back home because they couldn't handle themselves. And there's no way anyone beyond the age of 6 in my neighborhood was going to let themselves be that kid that had to go running back home because they were hurt. I don't know if it was that way with you all, but that was absolutely the way it was growing up where I grew up. Nowadays, kids don't grow up that way. In fact, they don't even have to deal with the whole pack and herd mentality that kind of came out of growing up in groups of kids running around neighborhoods in the 70s. You had to learn how to put yourself where your pack position was and how to be in the herd. And how to interact with people and how to get along with people. I mean, you had to get along with people you didn't like because there was always someone in the neighborhood you didn't like, right? You get along with that was a bully or whatever. And you had to eventually work it out to the point that you could get along with them, or you had a neighborhood feud that would go on forever. And there were a few of those too. My Roger says, my father-in-law is a Vietnam vet, and he always says warning signs and speed limit signs are suggestions. Honestly, I agree with him. Basically, what those signs are for is like, if you are stupid enough to do it, you're going to have to face the consequences. Right? Now, speed limits? Really, do people obey speed limits anymore? I think ever since it came out that the speed limit was only fined once you get above 10% of it. Everyone said, "Oh, okay, this is the speed limit of 55 means you can go 60 because 5.5 is and that's just the mentality I've seen ever since." In the 70s, I remember. Do you know why the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit came to be? Anyone? I bet some of you remember it from living it as well. But the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit came to be because in the 1970s we had a little scuffle with Iran. And Iran was embargoing our oil, and we didn't have oil. And there were car lines where if you had an odd number license plate, you could go on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. If you had an even number license plate, you can go on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to get gas. Gas conservation. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy back then. It really was. But that's why the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit became a national law. And over the years, all the states have just kind of started saying, yeah, screw that. Our speed limit down here is 75 miles an hour for most, 70 to 75 for most of the big interstates. Even the smaller back roads, when you get out into the country, the old military highways and stuff are like 65 miles an hour, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it ever ended, actually. So I wanted to throw something out. So this is not political. This is like conspiracy. But everyone's talking about oil and what's going on with Iran and oil nowadays and stuff. And quite frankly, no, I don't buy it. I have been saying since around the year 2000, when we went after Iraq, I've been asking what the hell's been going on, because we sit on some of the largest oil reserves in the entire world underground that we own, that we're not drilling for, we're not picking up. And we haven't been for the past 50 years, since the 70s. We made a deal with the OPEC nations and we just started buying all their oil. And I'm thinking about it. And it's like, okay, so if you wanted to become the number one dominant oil superpower in the world, how do you go about doing that? Well, the first step is you don't drill your own oil, you keep it. Second step is you buy everybody else's oil, as much of it as you can, for as long as you can until they run out. And then when they run out, and they will, you have all the oil. And they've been doing this for the past 50, 60 years. This is not anything new. And if you believe it's something new that's going on right now with the whole oil world and the world situation, you are mistaken. I'm sorry. I cannot believe it just because of what I've seen. Ever since they came up with the idea of peak oil, which is what you're talking about, Stephen, which, by the way, we have not actually hit peak oil. Or if we have, we barely hit it. ever since they came up with that idea, that's when I started noticing. And like I said, I really noticed it. I really started noticing it in the 80s and then the 1990s. And I was just observing, why are we as a country buying all this oil and from other countries? Why? We have our own. Why are we not using it? We have massive natural resources. Why are we not using it? Instead, we're taking all the rest of the world's and keeping our own. Yeah, it's a definite political thing. I'm sorry to go into politics a little bit, but yeah, I don't believe it's one party or the other. I believe that our entire deep state structure has been designed around planning this whole world movement for at least two, if not three, 4 decades. So yeah, just from what I've seen. So sorry to get off the deep end there. Steven says everyone gets a trophy today. Yeah, yeah. If you participate, you're encouraged to, and we don't want anyone to be discouraged by not getting their participation award in life. We had the same lie. I mean, we had the same lie. The same thing happened to us. It was just done a little bit differently, and we had to overcome it our own ways when we were in as a Gen Xer. Okay, we had to overcome it our own ways. We were told you can do and be anything you want in life. My whole life, I was told that. What they didn't tell anyone, and you had to figure out on your own, was the corollary to that, which is, if you want to work your ass off and devote your entire life to doing that thing, you can be and do anything you want in life. And I mean, it's absolutely true, but you have to have both parts of that before it really works, right? And I think that's what people are missing still again today. I don't think it's any different with the whole participation trophy culture that has developed. I think it's the exact same phenomenon, just a slightly different packaging. Um, Scuffle and we use everyone else's oil. I think the world is running out of oil. How much have we tapped into the Venezuelan? I know we're taking a lot of it, but I don't think it's they have probably 10 to 20 years of oil under there. I think they're second largest reserves in the world. They say it's the largest reserves, but it's because they're not actually, no one's actually looked at the US reserves. We don't, they don't want us to know what our reserves are. No one looks at the underground, and every time anyone starts trying to look at it too much, then the other side jumps in and says, no, don't look at it. And it's insane. But it's really the same thing. You can't just want it. Okay, let me jump back here really, 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 really bad. Let me jump back here and ask you what you can't just want, Mr. Mouse. Because I am not sure what you are talking about wanting. Mr. Mouse, Mr. Mouse, Mr. Mouse, Mr. Mouse. Idiots on every side. I can't just want it, really, really. My mom said I was special. You mean she lied? Oh, you mean you can't just, I got it. You can't just want to you're talking about manifesting, right? You're talking about manifesting what you want, right? I want it really bad, therefore it's going to happen. Well, I would argue you can manifest. I would argue you can manifest. I want things to give to you all, and they're happening, right? So I would argue you can, but I would argue it also takes work. I would argue that you also you have the idea, you have the I've said this before, good thoughts, then good words, and then good deeds. So you have the idea, then you have the thought to make it happen, then you have to actually state it or make it happen, and then you actually have to do the work to make it happen. It doesn't, but that's the truth for everything in life, and people want to circumvent that and shortcut it, and maybe even sometimes they get lucky and it works for a while, but it's not going to keep working. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can manifest your will in life. In fact, that's the whole purpose of having a goal-driven activity. Any goal-driven activity that you wish to do is you manifesting things in life, right? Does that mean you're not special? No, actually, Mr. Mouse, I would argue everyone is actually special. Where some people are more special than others. But no, that's Yeah, I've heard that one before, Blue. I've heard that one before. Please be careful. We don't want to take a chance of that being misunderstood or misconstrued as a suggestion or a provocation. Okay, we don't want to do anything like that. All right, let's be careful, Blue, please. um, and yeah, everyone is special. I believe wholeheartedly everyone is special. In fact, before I go see patients, I affirm and I don't want to offend anyone, but I pray. And my goal is to remind myself that they're special because it's easy to get into the mindset of ho hum. Okay, oh, you had another knee. You had your knee replacement. Okay, yeah, yeah. You're the fourth knee replacement I've seen this week, and no, they should be the first person that you're seeing there, and they had a knee replacement. They're not the fourth one that you saw this week. And so I have to remind myself, or I don't have to. I automatically I do remind myself that everyone I see is special for that very reason because you are. There's no way around it. Now, special in the sarcasm doesn't read well in chat. No, no, it doesn't. Neither with the blues or nor yours actually. Tell me why oil paper stock doesn't match the crude barrel price. The barrel should be at $200. It doesn't match it with silver right now either, does it? Speaking of which, I'm giving away an ounce of silver if you don't know it. It's included in my giveaways. One of the items is going to be an ounce of silver. So I haven't mentioned that lately, so I want to throw that in. Thanks for the chance to segue. I think that there's a lot of market manipulation that goes on. I think it's blatantly clear there's market manipulation in all kinds of areas, and that if you get involved in the markets and you are not one of the manipulators, that means you're one of the patsies. And so I think getting involved in the markets is just downright crazy, if you want my opinion. So there you go. And that being said, I actually own one company stock. It's a company called PNW, not PNW Fun Stuff, Fun Works, whatever. And it's PNW. It's an electric company out in on the West Coast. And the reason I got into that is because they had a recurring, just a revolving dividends program where it just rolled into itself. And so I just stuck money in it years and years ago, and it just kept rolling over. That's the only stocks I actually own. I'm poor. I make a good living, but I'm rich. I'm rich poor, right? How that goes. Let's see. Dane says, I am special, but I wasn't special enough to get into the special school. You're not the roofer with the 50. Okay, promises there, Blue. Promises. I can neither confirm or deny how many firearms I own or don't own. And I will never do so online publicly. And if you want to find out, you have to come find out in person, and it might be the last thing you do. Just put it that way. All righty. Guys, I think I need to. Oh my God, it's almost 1 o'clock here. I'm boating. I have a flashlight right here with my favorite logo. And again, we're not going to talk politics about it, but let's see if I can get this so you can see it. It does not want to focus. There you go. I think you can read it. So it shows an AK going into the water with the star over it, and it says, come and find it. I just thought that was appropriate for a flashlight. That's a Rovi Vaughn. I'm not the biggest fan. Their battery life isn't as good as it should be, especially not as good as Olight. At least in the older lights, it isn't. Maybe in the newer stuff, it is. I like their design and their language, design language, but yeah. And they do have a dual battery flashlight that uses AAA and a battery pack. That one's pretty cool. So there you go. But yeah, come and find it. You like that? Thank you. That's just my sarcastic creativity at work. It's been out there for a long time, but I had to have it lasered onto a flashlight. So, because it made sense, right? Flashlight. Then I could say, if anyone ever asked me about it, I could be even really more sarcastic and go, what are you talking about? It's a flashlight. Come and find it. It's for looking for stuff. What are you trying to say? Yeah. Naive innocence. I don't know if I carry it very well or not, but But yeah, anyway, it would be a trip. So guys, it's 1 o'clock already. I didn't realize I had gone on this long. You guys are entertaining to me as well, and I appreciate every one of you that is coming in here and spending your evening with me and your time. This has been wonderful, and thank you for helping me get the hours we need, because when I get to 3,000 hours and we can do super chats and memberships, I'm gonna just take all that and put it back into getting you all more and nicer knives for giveaways that we will be doing. The ProTech Metal Complex is a knife. We'll never have another opportunity like this one again. This dude, this is just in my community here with you guys. This is just huge. There's you know, if we have 100 people turn out, a 1 in 100 chance of you getting it, which is a lot better than 1 in 1,400, right? So yeah, there you go. Very nice of him to send this out. It has excellent sounds. You heard it. Yeah, excellent sounds. Wonderfully cool knife. Thank you, Middle Complex. Thank you, Richard. Neves is sending us 5 knives. If you didn't hear this earlier, Neves is sending Jared is sending us 5 knives, and he even implied a birthday present, which I'm not gonna hold my breath on. I don't want to get excited for myself. I'm trying to get excited for you all. Anyway, so we have that. We have an ounce of silver. We're gonna throw that in. We have the pry bar. And this is all going to be on August 31st. Yeah, it's late. So on August 31st at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you're going to have to get up early to be there. So I appreciate you all coming in, and I want to wish you all an absolutely wonderful night, a wonderful weekend. I will see you all in the chats, hopefully in JB's Saturday Night Live and in Zach Stuff's live stream over the weekend. Hopefully I will see you all. I'm gonna fondle the shit out of that knife, buddy. Whoever wins that knife is gonna be well fondled. And it's also gonna be in as pristine a condition as I can possibly keep it. I don't intend to use it for anything, but boy, am I gonna flip it on these live streams and milk it for all it's worth. You would be stupid not to. I'd be stupid not to, right? It'd be like, hello. Anyway, so you all have an absolutely wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend. Please come and join me next week on my next live, which will be Monday morning tomorrow morning. Sorry. Tomorrow morning I do a live on Saturday. Saturday morning, tomorrow morning at 9:45. So yeah, 8 hours from now, I'll be doing another live stream. So I appreciate it. If you have your way, Stephen, we will all have 1,000 or more. We also have to get the view time in, and that means you need to go watch videos for people. Please watch my videos, put them on the background when you're not doing something, but change them up. Don't just run the playlist. They take those hours away now. I've lost 500 hours. I mean, I would already be over 2,000 and be well on my way to hitting that 3,000 for my birthday. So yeah, just pick and choose the ones you watch. Don't just spam a playlist. I've got someone I think that's been spamming my playlist, and they're probably I'm just going to lose all those hours. And it's sad. It's a tragedy for anyone making that effort. So please pick and choose what you watch a little bit, and please watch stuff. It's a big, big help. I'll see you all tomorrow morning, bright and early. I have no idea what I'm going to be bringing or talking about. I may just be hanging out and talking because I haven't even gotten an idea for a theme for tomorrow yet, and it's already late. So usually on Saturdays I go with Spyderco's. I think I'm going to go with my FRNs. I think that's it. We're going to go FRNs because we were talking about the plastic stuff and what we like and don't like about it. So I'll grab some FRN stuff and we'll talk about it. So I will see you all tomorrow morning at about 9:45, probably a little bit earlier, 9:30 if I can go early. Thank you for the sub from Daily Planet. I appreciate it. Thank you all for having come to my live stream, Stephen, and everyone else who's been there. Blue, Don, I appreciate it. All of you all for coming in and joining me. And I will see you all in the next one. This has been Patrick. Bye. Now I got to figure out how to close this thing. Boom. There you go.